All right, so at this point, we just got to keep it real. There's a serious epidemic going on with a lot of these Dodge dealerships and Dodge products, right? Chargers, Challengers, RTs, Scatpacks, Hellcats, Ram T-Rexes, Durango Hellcats. What am I missing? Even Trackhawks. There's a serious issue with these cars, and the number one issue is that they're not selling. I have been to two dealerships in the last 2 weeks in two different states. And I have seen more RTs, more Scat Packs, wide bodies and slim bodies, more Hellcats, more T-Rexes, more Durango Hellcats, more Jeep Trackhawks, which was discontinued in what, like 2018, 2019? I have seen more of those cars in the last 2 weeks than I've seen in the last 2 years on Dodge dealerships, parking lots, just waiting to be sold. And the number one factor that all of these cars have in common, the number one problem as to why these cars are not selling, is the price. Dodge is still trying to charge 10, 15, 20, sometimes even $30,000 over MSRP for these cars. And it's simply not working at this point. It was working 6 months ago. It was working 4 months ago. It's not working now because, I mean, the secret's out. A lot of people already have these cars. Let's just be honest here. They're no longer a secret. 6.4, 485 horsepower is no longer a secret. 6.2 liter supercharged 717 807 is no longer a secret. I mean, let's just be honest here. These cars are just not, the secret's out. Like it doesn't have that mystique anymore. And Dodge doesn't realize it, and they're still trying to charge these inflated prices, and it's simply not working. Let's talk about it. What's up, guys? It's your boy Knockout360 here with another video, man. So you can tell I'm in a car that makes this a car blog. You already know I was going down when I come around. Let's get into it. Car content, car shows, car reviews, car meets, anything and everything car related happens on this channel. So if you're into that, make sure that you stick around because you're in the right place. For everyone else, hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you know what's coming out and when it's coming out. So boom, let me just hit you with some quick facts here. 2015 Dodge Charger Scatpack, right? 2015 Dodge Charger Scatpack. This is when the Dodge Chargers and Challengers first came out, the new body style. This is when the Scatpacks first came out. MSRP $40,990. Let me say that again. A 2015 Dodge Charger Scatpack, 6.4 liter, 485 horsepower, 8-speed automatic, 4,367 pound SUV. I'm sorry, sedan. 2015 Dodge Charger RT Scatpack. MSRP was $40,990. $40,000. A 2023 Dodge Charger Scatpack. MSRP $51,330. So between 2015 and 2023, Dodge has gone up $11,000. Now you say to yourself, so I mean, maybe Dodge has made $11,000 worth of modifications and upgrades to this car since 2015, right? Maybe Dodge has added more power. Maybe Dodge has added more premium materials on the inside. Maybe Dodge has done a complete redesign of the body to warrant that $11,000 price increase. No, they haven't. Everything's the same. 6.4 liter, 392 Hemi, 485 horsepower. Exactly the same. The interior, the exact same. Uconnect system, the exact same. Body style, the exact same. I'm not talking about a Scat Pack wide body. A Scat Pack wide body is $56,430. That's the MSRP for a Scat Pack wide body. We're still talking slim bodies here. So slim body to slim body, $40,990 to $51,330. And that's not all. Let's talk Hellcats, right? So you want big engines. I understand. 2015 Dodge Charger Hellcat. I didn't even believe that this was real. Correct me if I'm wrong here. This is what Google is telling me. I don't believe this. A 2015 Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat is going for $63,290. $63,290. Four-door sedan, 6.2 liter V8 Hemi, supercharged, 707 horsepower, 650 pound-feet of torque. That's in 2015. In 2023, a 2023 Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat is going for $81,555. That's almost $20,000 difference. And what has Dodge done between 2015 and 2023? They gave you a wide body kit, $6,000 option there. Okay, wide body kit comes with the fender flares and the bigger tires and the bigger rims. Okay, I'll give you that. They gave you 10 more horsepower, so instead of 707, it's 717. Interior, the exact same. Body looks the exact same. The engine, damn near the exact same, 6.2 liter supercharged V8 Hemi. But somehow or another, Dodge was able to tack on an additional $18,000 to $20,000 for MSRP. And that's MSRP. That's not equating or taking into account the markup that the dealership's going to put on top of that. So in theory, you could be paying $20,000 to $30,000 to $40,000 more for 2023 than what you would have paid in 2015 for the exact same car. This is the number one problem as to why these cars are not moving. The secret's out at this point. We all know about Scatpacks and Hellcats. We all know about RTs. We all know about Durango Hellcats. We all know about T-Rexes. We all know about these cars. And maybe that's the plan that Dodge has. It's one of those things like, listen, these cars are going out at the end of the year. We don't care whether they move or not. Let's just see how much we can get. Maybe that's their plan. Maybe their plan isn't to sell as many as they can before the year end. Maybe their plan is, listen, this is what we have. This is the price. Take it or leave it. Either way, it's gone by the end of the year. Right? If that is their plan, it's not a good plan, obviously. But that's what it looks like, because a lot of these dealerships are still selling these cars with markups and inflated prices to begin with. Now, at this point, it's gotten so, I guess, I don't want to say desperate, but I mean, it's just gotten to the point where these dealerships have got to move these cars. And they have completely X'd out the markups on a lot of these cars. Like my dealership in Charlotte right now has completely gotten rid of the markup. I was at a dealership down in Georgia here recently, and they're following suit as well. They're getting rid of the markup as well. You know what I'm saying? They're at the point where it's like, listen, just come get the car. Now, that could actually work to the advantage of the consumer. And the reason I say that is because I have never seen this many Scatpacks, RTs, Hellcats, T-Rexes, Durangos, Durango Hellcats. I've never, Trackhawks. I'm seeing Trackhawks on Dodge dealership lots. 6 months ago, you couldn't find a Trackhawk anywhere in America. I have seen 4 on 2 different Dodge dealerships in 2 different states. I have seen probably 6 or 7 T-Rexes, brand new T-Rexes on Dodge dealerships in 2 different states. I have seen Durango Hellcats, Durango 392’s, wide body Chargers, Challengers, everything you can imagine, brand new, sitting there waiting to be sold in 2 different states on 2 different Dodge dealership parking lots. You know what I'm saying? At this point, a lot of dealerships just want to get these cars gone. And that may work to your advantage because of how motivated they are. They understand that, oh, it's getting dark. Sorry, guys. I waited too late to make this video. But they understand that it's getting to the point where, I mean, with the strike that's going on, I think what happened is Dodge kind of saw ahead of, kind of got ahead of themselves as far as the strike is concerned and realized that the strike is going to affect Stellantis as well. So they pretty much ramped up production and sent out as much inventory as they possibly could, which is why all of these dealerships from Charlotte to Georgia to all over the place have this extreme amount of stock and inventory with all these cars, which is all well and good because, once again, it's a consumer's marketplace. Like, you can go in there and pick whatever you want. They've got every color known to man. They've got every body style known to man. They got what you want, but the price simply isn't there. But that may work to your advantage because if they're trying to sell a Scatpack wide body, for instance, for $63, you go in there and say, listen, I've got 56, best I can do. 55, best I can do. I want this car right now, but I've got 55 in hand. What can you do for me? There's a chance you may walk out of there with the $55,000 Scatpack wide body simply because they're so motivated and they're trying to get these cars off the lot. They're not moving at all. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these dealerships are flooded, and I mean flooded to the point where, like, there used to be a point where dealerships would never put their Scatpacks and their Hellcats and their Rexes and their Durango Hellcats and Trackhawks on the front lot. They had all of those cars inside, locked up with the kill switch and the key in a separate building altogether. But now a lot of these dealerships have so many Scatpacks and Hellcats that they literally got them on just outside, like chilling, outside waiting. People aren't even stealing them at this point because, like I know, a lot of these police departments have been cracking down on that and seriously, giving people some serious time over this. So it's one of those things like, people aren't even trying to steal these cars, right? And these dealerships are just flooded with these cars sitting on the lot, just waiting to be sold, waiting to be purchased, right? And these salesmen, they got to get these cars moved. Now, granted, you can have $56,000 of nothing, or you can have $63,000 of nothing, or you can have $56,000 of a car sold, right? If you're a salesman, right? Now, obviously, you want to get that car going at 63, if not more. But the fact of the matter is that, I mean, if that car is going to hit the lot and it's just going to sit there for months at a time, at some point, you're going to have to be more flexible in your approach and your thinking. That 63 is going to have to come down significantly, right? In order for people to start buying them. Because let's just be honest here, like the secret's out, the mystique is out about these cars. There's no longer a mystique. Everybody has seen Scatpacks, Hellcats, RTs, and everything else in between at this point. So it's not one of those things like, man, I'll pay whatever it takes to get a hell. No, like we've seen them all. Like the reality is everybody who has ever wanted a Scatpack or a Hellcat at this point probably already has one, if that makes sense. Right? It's gotten to the point where we're so far into the year that if you really wanted to get your hands on a Scat or a Cat, you probably already have. So you probably already have your dream car or your Scat or your whatever, in your possession. So it's one of those things like, I mean, it's almost more supply than there is demand. Like that is what it is. It's more supply than there is demand. But the only way to create that demand, you got to be more flexible with the prices. Simple and plain. There was one point where a lot of dealerships were charging 10, 20, 30,000 in markups. And the cars were still selling, believe it or not. I know a guy that got my exact trim for this car and he paid $122 for it. $122. I paid nothing close to that. Damn sure not over six figures. I've always told you I would never pay six figures for a Dodge. I'm not even close to six figures for this Dodge. I'm not going to tell you, or maybe I already have. But trust me when I say your boy was nowhere close to six figures for this Dodge. I wasn't even in the 90s for this car. I'm going to be honest with you. Leather seats, sunroof, premium, not Alcantara, but everything's leather steering wheel, all that stuff. The only thing I don't have is the premium sound system because I plan on changing that. But I didn't even crack the 90s for this car, put it to you like that. But I know somebody that paid $122 simply because the markup was on his car at the time. There was a Durango Hellcat that came in to a dealership and they wanted $138 for it. So they were charging 20 over, 30 over, take that back. They wanted $138 for it. That Durango Hellcat has sat up there since, if I'm not mistaken, either end of May or June. So it's just sitting there. They dropped their price down to $108. It's still sitting there. A lot of people are having a hard time coming to grips paying six figures for a Durango Hellcat. A Dodge at that. AMG, sure. BMW X5, sure. Range Rover, sure. A Dodge? I don't know. Now, those are nice cars, don't get me wrong. But a lot of people just have a hard time coming to grips with paying six figures for a Dodge SUV, and I get it. But simply put, the only way that Dodge is going to start moving these cars off of their lot, they've got to come down off the prices. It's not enough to just cut the market adjustment or the market upcharge. That was bad enough. But it's not enough to even cut that. They're going to have to start significantly cutting prices or taking it back down to MSRP in 2015, 2016. Maybe not even that drastic, but 63 to 70, like I know for a fact, there's one particular dealership in Charlotte. It's not my dealership that I go to, but it's a dealership. They're charging $73,000 for a Scatpack wide body, octane red. 73, no way. Absolutely not. No sir, no way, no how. And 6 months ago, that may have flew. That may have worked. You may have been able to get a sucker to pay that for a Scatpack. But in 2023, in October, going into November, going into December, going into the end of the year, it's not going to work. You're going to have to drop that. That's the only way that these cars are going to start to move, is you got to drop the prices, right? So for the seller, it sucks. But for the buyer, believe it or not, it kind of works out because I think a lot of these dealerships are going to be much more aggressive when it comes to moving these cars and much more flexible when it comes to moving these cars. So if you go in there with the price in mind and the price isn't too ridiculous or radical, they may work with you. You know what I'm saying? They might work with you. And then, of course, as the year progresses, once we get to the Decembers and then the Januaries, they're going to be trying to get these cars out dirt cheap. Like whatever you go in there and offer, take it. 24 Scat, take it. 64 Cat, take it. Just get it off the lot. Because clearly they got to make way for their 24s and everything else that's coming. So they got to move those cars one way or another. So if you're a buyer right now, you can go up there right now and negotiate, or you can wait towards the end of the year and you might be able to get a really reasonable car that really works for your budget. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's my thinking. I think towards the end of the year, they're going to get drastic with the price cutting. And then it's going to be blood in the streets at that point. That's financial saying, blood in the streets when at that point. So if that's the case, then yeah, you know what I'm saying? Wait on it. I've always told you guys, make it make sense to wait on it. So maybe you should wait on it. But if you want it right now, go up there and negotiate. And don't walk away from the negotiating table until you get you a deal that works for you. As always, it's been your boy Knockout 360, man. Dodge has got to come down off of these prices, simple and plain. See you guys in the next one, man. Peace.